I'm Daniela Cambone and you are watching Kitco News. Our guest today has been a little difficult to track down because he's been spending a lot of time in China. He joins me today. He's David Morgan of the Silver Investor. David, thanks so much for being with us today. David, like I mentioned, you've been spending a lot of time in China. And one of the things I've been hearing often now is that there is supposedly a raw gold shortage in China. Have you heard anything about this while you were there?
Only what I've read on the internet, so I really can't verify it further. What I can state is a couple things. One is that the Chinese are, long-time gold owners, hoarders, etc., and they are allowed and have been for some time to buy physical gold. Secondly, silver is starting to catch on in China as well. I do know, however, that, and this concerns me a bit, I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but a lot of the gold and silver investments that's gone through the banking system are in a paper form. Now, I'm not stating just because they're on paper doesn't mean it isn't real. I'm just stating that it's similar to other areas of the Western world where you go into your local bank or, big national bank and you say, I want to buy gold or silver or both. You put your money on the counter and they give you a certificate stating you own so many ounces of gold, silver, whatever is stored for you. That is the main way that gold and silver are being purchased in China. Of course, there are some hardcore types that want the actual metal, etc. But most of it's actually done, over the counter in the banking institutions, and they hold certificates.
I'm a bit surprised by that, though, David. I would think that physical would be the number one option.
I thought so as well, and I went to pretty great lengths to verify what I just told you. I have several friends that are Chinese or are dual citizens or, both. And plus there's, several Chinese companies that are Canadian-based that work in China.
Something else I wanted to ask you, David, was the sentiment you found at the Mines and Money show. Because while I was at the PDAC in Toronto last month, a lot of people were surprised by the amount of money coming into the junior mining sectors. That's the same sentiment you were feeling over there.
Right, and it's more than the juniors. It's across the board, really. Again, as I was stating, a lot of these companies need more funding to expand or grow or increase production, and they're looking at those as well. So it's across the board. And last year, my perception, this is just coming from me, they seem to be less interested in startup or junior miners than they were this year. I think they're opening up. This is, again, me talking to the perception that, a lot of stuff's already been discovered. Certainly it can ramp up production in some areas. But if you're going to get the kind of resource base that's needed for China to build out, then you're going to have to make new discoveries. And of course, that makes, higher risk to reward profiles, meaning, of course, the junior sectors that are out there looking for, natural resources in the ground.
David, you are known as the Silver Guru, so I have to ask you, you must be so proud of the white metal these days with it hitting 31-year highs.
Well, it's funny. I mean, of course, I'm very happy. I'm happy for all our subscribers. I'm happy for people that have never done more than read some of my free public domain information and bought silver early on. I'm extremely happy. I mean, if you look at the ratio, people make jokes about the ratio. Some take it very seriously, others don't. But one thing about the ratios is that it's an objective way to find how well silver is doing versus gold or vice versa. And when I called the bottom in silver pretty accurately way back when, the ratio is 80 to 1. We're under 40 to 1 now. It's a fact that from that point till now, which has been roughly 11, 12 years, silver has outperformed gold 2 to 1. In other words, for every $1,000 you put into silver, you would have done twice as well as gold. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't own gold. What I am saying is silver is doing what I've always forecast, and that is it would outperform gold. I believe it will still outperform gold. I'm still looking for triple-digit silver, but I'm not looking for it in 2011.
Okay, but let me ask you this, David. At the end of March, Barclays Capital actually put out their investor survey, and they were a bit cautious on silver. They actually said that the metal had become detached from its supply and demand fundamentals.
Well, I just did an update for our members only. I won't give everything I divulge there, but in a general way, it's no secret that all markets go up and down. And there are a lot of silver experts that just showed up 6 months ago. And whenever the sentiment is so strongly on one side of the boat, I get a bit concerned. I mean, when people start telling me that I've got it wrong, that silver can only go up, that, $50 the next place, that it's different this time. I love that one. On and on, I get concerned. I certainly am still very bullish silver, but on a short-term basis, it is overbought.
So you're sensing a pullback coming soon?
I won't give the date to you specifically, but I think we're getting near a top on an intermediate-term basis. I do think that we're going to see some kind of a, pullback, correction, whatever. As far as being extended on the retail side, there is a lot of emphasis on the retail side. But there's also still investment demand on the larger investment side. Central Fund of Canada just announced they're going to make another purchase in the gold and silver here. And so that isn't going to go away. There might not be as significantly as large amounts as there was, let's say, a few years back, but it's not going away. Also, you're going to see more and more investment funds that will come into the market, pension funds and that type of thing. So yes, we'll probably get a pullback. Yes, it's probably overextended for a while. But again, longer term, I'm looking for even higher prices than this.
All right, David. Well, thank you for speaking with me today.
Thank you, Daniela.
And thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Kitco News for all your latest precious metals information. You can email us your questions and comments at newsfeedback@kitco.com.